respected head of the department, Janagiraman sir, KATHIRESAN, Associate Professor and Innovation Ambassador of the Institution Innovation Council. Good afternoon to one and all present here, my dear students. On behalf of Institution Innovation Council, I welcome you all for this first sensitization program on innovation achievements. Okay, I will explain what are all the things we are going to be done by the IIC. Okay, myself, Dr. T. Shaktivel, I am working as the professor in electronics and instrumentation engineering, as well as the coordinator for ARIA. I will explain what is the ARIA later. Okay, so this Institution Innovation Council is established in our university the last year. Okay, so I think this is new for you. This is not comes under the curriculum or nothing else. These things. So what is the use of this Institution Innovation Council means? You know what is the institution and innovation. You know there are so many inventions are there in your medical field. Okay, so inventions, how you are going to be make some modifications in the inventions, and how there are so many innovative ideas in your mind. Okay, so for example, we are having the electric bulb. Already it is invented. After that, you can see my idea is how to reduce the power of this bulb. For that, LED bulbs are there. Some more idea is, innovative idea is they are going to form some decorative lights. Okay, that is the innovation of that innovative idea of that person. He is going to be implemented in this electric bulb. Okay, likewise, there are so many things already invented. Okay, for example, vaccination. Okay, in your field, this is already one of the major field, vaccination. Okay, so what are all the things we have to make change in this already invented vaccination? How you can make it is for some other disease? How effectively you can do those things, vaccinations, like this. For example, if you take there are, because in the healthcare sector in India is one of the emerging field. I think you already aware about the healthcare is one of the emerging field in India. For example, you take the drones. Okay, so already you look at drone mind. What is drones? They can you see this while in some of the functions they are taking for the photography, like those things. But one of the innovations or innovative ideas in the drones is by using the drones they are going to be supplying the medicines for your area, home itself. This is the next new technology. After the emerging of the 5G technology, they are going to be supplying the medicines in your doorstep by using the drones. Okay. It is one of the innovative ideas. Already drone is invented, but one of the things, Apollo or CEO already announces something. Newspaper they incorporating the artificial intelligence. The launches the AI-powered clinical intelligence engine for doctors. Artificial intelligence, I think it's new for you, but in the word already you heard about the thing. Okay, they are going to be get the data from the 1 lakh patients of the past 40 years, and with the help of the doctors and the engineers, they are going to be create an engine, artificial engine. Engine means not the physical one; it is the one of the software. It may helpful for both doctors and the patients. So this is another milestone. It is one of the innovative ideas for your healthcare sector. So like this, there are so many innovative ideas in your mind. Okay, already so many things are already invented. Okay, you are not going to invent anything since you are in the college students. Okay, so what are the innovative ideas? We have to the Government of India, the Ministry of Education, MOE, Ministry of Education, Innovation Cell, that is MIC, initiated this process, how to streamline these activities in the college level. If students, they are having so many innovative ideas. Okay, so we are going to be sensitized. I am going to, what I am going to do? I have to mentor, I have to support financially, all those things. So you have to streamline these activities by using this Institution Innovation Council. Okay, this is the main thing. So in India, we are having more than 4,000 that is IECs are available. In most of the colleges, we are having the Institution Innovation Councils are there. Usually, what we are going to do is main motive is we are going to create one repository. We are going to create one database by the students or the faculty or the alumni. Okay, So in the repository, in the database, we want the students or faculties or alumni have to register your ideas.
Good afternoon. So happy to see you again all here, and I thank Kathiresan for choosing all of you. I think Kathiresan sir is having a lot of hope on you. Okay. That some ideas will come from you, innovation or some startup idea will come from you. Okay. So don't betray him. Okay. So please just think it. So whether it is invention or innovation or creativity, basically what we need is idea. So getting idea, we need to have some knowledge. Okay. So if you are a pharmacy student, you have two aspects of study. One is, as a pharmacy student, you study about healthcare sector, health sector, whereas B.Pharm student studies about industrial aspects. So you also study some industrial aspects of pharmacy, like third year I think you have dosage form design, pharmaceutical dosage form design. Third year or something. Tablet capsule, so all these things are basically innovations. Or drug powder, but on the powder how to be administered into the body. Otherwise circular or compact massa idea. So that is an innovation. So innovation can be possible in any field, not only engineering or agri or anything, arts or science. It is possible in any field. What we require is only thorough knowledge. With the knowledge, you should have some idea. With the idea, you have to develop the idea. And we have some institutions like our university, we have institution innovation cell to nurture your ideas. Nurture na puri idea. Nagana padikkodalla illu. Ideas irukku but enna pandran theriyama naana sara padikkodu. So you have what is called now Institution Innovation Council. So if you have any idea, so sir, Kathiresan sir will give a lecture, another person will give a lecture. So get some idea. If you have idea, you just meet with Kathiresan sir, and they will nurture your idea, and they will guide you, and they will make you a successful entrepreneur. So now India needs a lot of startup. So keeping on that in mind, our Minister of Education, Government of India has floated this idea of institution innovation cell. So for startup we need idea. So for ideas, it may be an invention or innovation, but as sir told already, inventions are taken place. What we need is improvement of invention, that is innovation. Right? All of us, thank you.
So one more thing, I put the address in which we are having the name, WhatsApp number and signature. You can do this thing. And one more thing, I'll pass the 2 QR codes.
As a teacher, I must talk to at least 100 people in a crowd, right? My voice to reach all the people. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
See, very recently we have started this Institution Innovation Council in our university. We do exist in other universities, mainly the, primary institutions. Some, say 4 years before they started the thing. It is initiative of Ministry of Education, formerly MHRD, Ministry of Human Resources. But the aim of this one is to inculcate the habit of innovation, creativity among the young students. Because you are going to be the future citizen of world. You are the future of India. As you all know that though we are first in number 1 in the population, as far as the innovation index is concerned, we are much below than many other countries. In fact, many technologies are borrowed from the other countries. Young mind, if it is not given an opportunity, it will be devil's paradise. It will be devil's paradise. But you people have so many interesting, innovative ideas that can be made into a product or a service which will earn a very good foreign exchange. Way back during our Rajiv Gandhi period, Rajiv Gandhi, you know, one person, Prime Minister was there as Rajiv Gandhi, right? He was the person who started the IT revolution rather. Sam Patron, he was a person, he brought him from the USA and they started this IT revolution. With the result, we are reaping the benefit now. Now the present Prime Minister also has a greater vision for this India and the citizen. That is, we should be the number 1. Whether other people give us the status of superpower or not, we will be forced to give them the superpower thing, right? Those things are all lying under your hands. Okay, see, young mind. You can create like, you can imagine like anything. You can convert that one into a product. You can convert that one into a service, right? Facilities are available. I think your head of the department might have talked to you. When we were studying, because we both were classmates, batchmates. Even here also batchmates, at Jadavpur University also. I did M.Tech and he did M.Pharm, right? We don't have that opportunity, but you have a very good opportunity. So kindly make use of that opportunity. You have a wonderful personality like our Saktivel and our KATHIRESAN. Saktivel is our president, coordinator of ARIA, right? And he is also backbone for me, rather, for Institution of Innovation Council. Many times I am taking another post also, Director Alumni Relations. So, quite often I used to go and meet the people, so he is taking care of all the things. At this juncture, I must thank our Saktivel as well as our KATHIRESAN. Whenever there is any person is missing, I used to call KATHIRESAN. KATHIRESAN, kindly take some class. He immediately accepts that one, right? The entire work has been shouldered by our people. Our sir, what name, sir?
Ravishankar.
Ravishankar. Actually, he is not in Institute Innovation Council. He belongs to another thing, Multimedia Center, but he helps us a lot, right? I must thank him also, right? Can you make use of the opportunity, right? See, don't think that it is a silly idea. Suppose if you have a small idea, not only with respect to your pharmacy, maybe in a different field also, right? Don't hesitate. Don't hesitate. Tell him, tell your staff member, right? Okay. See, if you think like that, you cannot develop. What other people will think, right? If you think like that, you cannot develop. You won't develop, rather, right? Whatever the thing you have in your mind, put that on into the practice. Okay, you have plenty of opportunity, right? New things can be invented, right? Innovated, made into, you have, very next to building is our incubation center, right? Sir, you will one day I will ask or to take you to the incubation center also. So if you have an idea, they will help you to convert that into a product and also to commercialize that. You have to patent the product, right? So all those things will be discussed in detail. I think you are from third year, or some people will be in the final fourth year. So your course is 5-year course. 6 years. Then you will be traveling with us for another 3 years, right? 3 or 4 years. Okay. So once you complete this one, I want to see many Kiran Mujumdar. Do you know who is Kiran Mujumdar? Babre, babre.
So, our class remember, okay, I need 60 followers and 60 subscribers now. Okay, please. And 3 now our bench ki முடிச்சிட்டு பாஸ் பண்ணு சார் கிளாஸ் எடுத்துட்டு இருக்கட்டும். மீன் டைம் இது உங்களோட மொபைல் எடுத்து QR ஸ்கேன் போடுறது இது பண்ணு அப்படி இல்லாத பட்சத்துல என்ன அட்லீஸ்ட் ஒரு போட்டோ எடுத்து
Good afternoon, one and all. So, my title is Initiative for Students on Innovative Concern for Medical Inventions. Right? So, first, before talking about the title, I am just explain you what is invention, what is innovation. Right? What is invention which is not already exist in the market? If you are creating anything new, that is called as invention. Right? If it is not already exist, if you create anything new, that is called as invention, right? What is innovation? If existing already, I am modifying something on that, right? That is called as innovation. For example, invention means when there is no TV, they introduce the black and white TV, right? That is called as invention. That black and white TV become color, LED, then it will become 4K, all innovations, right? Let's say the first slide, whether it is invention or innovation. First you tell me what is the use of this. Just 2 decades before, in every home you can see this. It will be in the in front of our home. What is the purpose of this? Nowadays it is not there. What for this? Actually it is hanging. Normally this hang will be in front of the home. Almost 2 decades before, in almost all the home it will be there. Right? In week, every Tuesday and Friday they will read this. What is the purpose of this? And you may ask the question, what is the relationship between this and invention? Anybody vote for this? Actually something is also missing. I am telling that what are the things will be there in that. One is charcoal, another one is called as lemon, another one is called as almond stone, another one is called as red chili, another one is called as green chili. Normally this hanging will contain. Now little bit reduced. I will tell you that the traditional hanging, what it will have: charcoal, lemon, then almond stone, then red chili, then green chili will be there. You know what is the use of that? You know charcoal. What is the use of charcoal? Activated charcoal will be used as an absorbent.
So normally you can see that charcoal, what for we using charcoal? Absorbance. This is normally we will use activated charcoal for absorbance. So charcoal is absorbent. What is the use of lemon? Lemon contains limonol. Limonol. It's an oil. It is used for antiseptic. Whatever antiseptic, whatever anti have, limonol, all the activities is there. Right? Antimicrobial, antiseptic, all the things are there. This is limonol. Then the next one is alum stone. What is the use of alum stone? Alum stone. Just 2 decades before, after shaving, they used to take the alum stone and rub the skin. Right or no? Nowadays they are not using that. Now it is the Old Spice having the alum. Aftershave lotion having the alum. Right? Alum stone, what is the role of the alum stone? It dissolves in the air. And it is helped to sterilize the air. Sterilization of air. Normally in chemistry we used to study potassium permanganate with glycerin. Used for air sterilization. In school time, we create the volcano and we will put the inside the potassium permanganate and we will drop glycerin. It will produce the fumes. Right or not? That is used for air sterilization process. What it's doing, the same thing the alum stone will do. Right? Again, the red chili is reflux. Green chili is also used when it reacts with the alum and lemon. It's synergism effect. 1 plus 1 is equal to 3. Right? This is the purpose, that is the purpose we used to hang in front of the home. One is when it hits the air, it acts as absorbent. The limonol gets released due to the temperature. The alum stone, when it reacts with the limonol, it will sterilize the air, antimicrobial activity. Because it's a traditional concept. But nowadays the people not using that. Because the reason, this generation asking the question, what is the scientific reason behind this? So they don't have the how to explain this scientific reason, they don't know. That's why the people are telling that this is bluff. So I don't want to keep in front of the phone. But this is the reason. This is hanging. So this information gathered by the Hitachi company. Right? He using this idea in the air condition. In what way? He named as a BioFresh. Normal air condition will be cost around 35,000 or 30,000. But he coated in the wings alum stone. Right? Limonol plus alum stone. He make it that one compound and he coated in the wings of the air condition. So when the air comes from a HEPA filter and it enters, it will kill all the microbes. That is called as BioFresh air conditioner. It cost around 50 to 60,000. So it is actually collected the information from our southern region. Because we are not using this one. The reason we don't know the value of that. Right? And second, the next one is turmeric. You know what is the use of turmeric? Antiseptic, anti-acne, anti-microbes. Then anti-allergic, whatever. Right? If you ask your mother when you are using turmeric, how you know this information? My mother told. Additional information, but we don't have the scientific knowledge about this. That's why we are slowly stopping this using of turmeric. Right or not? Nowadays the use of turmeric is not there. It is reduced. In food process we are using the turmeric, but for skin purpose we are not using the turmeric. Right or not? But we have the history of 300 to 400 years. We have the traditional value. This knowledge is transferred from generation to another generation, but they don't have the scientific value. They are not able to explain what is the scientific reason behind this. That is the reason the people not continuing that. But turmeric, it contains curcumin. It is used as an anti-cancer activity for skin. If you apply regularly, it is used as an anti-cancer activity. Right? If you use inside, it will reduce the carcinoma. Right? It will reduce the carcinoma effect. So this is the use of turmeric. Now the people are working in the turmeric. The turmeric, we don't have patent. US government having the patent. After fighting, now they have the patent. The process of isolation of curcumin from turmeric is patented. Now we using that isolated curcumin in nano formulation for anti-cancer activity and cosmetic preparation. Right? In the same way, aloe vera also. All the people know what is the role of aloe vera. Right or not? It will remove the dandruff, it will nourish the skin, right? It will clear the esophageal root, right? It will dissolve the kidney calculi. Lot of things are there, but people not using that. But that aloe vera extract now it is available at the cost of 365 in different brands. Now all cosmetic preparation will have the name of aloe vera and turmeric. Right? Because we don't have that reason. We don't have scientific data to prove that. But we have traditional values. Right? If you take, there is another method, if you take some traditional values, if you give the scientific proof, you can go for filing the patent. Lot of things are there. Right or not? What is innovation? Innovation is in the existing model, I am just modifying something. It's called as innovation. This is our innovation for applying the ointment. Right? I have to use my finger to apply ointment on the wound. So instead of that, they are creating the mouth. In the mouth, by pushing that, you just apply on the wound. Right or not? This is called as innovation. Now what is this? Now a lot of nuclear family is there. They don't know how to give the bath to the kids. 6 months, 7 months. The major problem is what is that? While putting the water, the kid will swallow the water. After taking lunch, sitting in the classroom is difficult. Right? So this is, you may think that whether this is invention? Yes. Whatever problem you are facing regularly, if you find any solution for that, right, you can able to do the finding and commercialization. Right? Bike stand. In just 1 decade before, if you put the bike stand, the fellow will tell that, sir, your bike stand is on. Now, what is that? If your bike stand is on, alarm will be there. Nowadays, recent thing is, if your bike stand is on, if you put the engine on, it's not able to on. If you remove the bike stand, automatically it will work better. Right or not? So this is also what is called as? This is invention. Right or not? So giving the bath to the 6 months baby is very tough until unless if you don't have much experience on that. Because if you used to swallow the water, it will produce the choke. Right? Choking will produce the lungs problem, pulmonary problem. And it leads to permanent pulmonary problem. Right? So they created something. And this is also, again, it is an innovation product. What is that? Normally in the NEET exam, the people used to put the light on at any time. For preparing the NEET exams, if you see the hostel room, there may be accommodated with 4 to 5 members. One fellow will sleep at 9 o'clock, one fellow will sleep at 11 o'clock, one fellow will sleep at 3 o'clock. And light will be on. This light on will, what will the problem? The sleeping mode will disturb. The lens will rotate automatically to clean while sleeping. Right or not? It will not happen when light is on. Right or not? So this is small invention. So innovation. Already table lamp is there, so they created something new on that. And this is about the neurological wearing. We have Google. In dark side, he is seeing his brain and how it is working. Now, what is the major challenge is the people who are working in the CNS and the brain and the heart is very difficult because we are still struggling. The people who are medicine people are still they're not able to identify how the information is transforming from cell to cell. How the information is transforming from cell to cell. Still the people are struggling how it is happening. Right or not? So this will help you, this class will help you to know about much better about your neurosystem. This is about a man with a prosthetic leg walks around his friend sitting on the chair. So small thing is also invention, like this also big thing. This is the work of AI, and you have to sit with electronics, communication, then you have to think about orthopedic, all together sit and design the model. Right or not? And next to this is a recent invention. Actually it is launched in the year of 2022. This is called as a wristband for detecting the electric impulses. For what the purpose? This is mainly used for antipsychotic. Especially in the psychiatric, what they will use. And what is that? This is the new wearable device that can detect a heightened skin response that indicates the stress and aids in spotting potentially lethal serious epilepsy. Means epilepsy is the problem. What is the problem? It is posterior part of the brain, right? In the posterior part of brain, normally the thirst is induced by the hypothalamus, right or not? But during the epilepsy, there will be the shock will be produced in the biological system, right? So it will be assessed just 10 to 15 minutes before through this strap. So the electrical signal will be received and immediately it gives the alarm. So you can treat the epilepsy patient little before. Right? The wristband called Empress using machine learning algorithms to interpret the data collected by the sensor that measures the electrical activity on the surface of the skin, particularly body motion, temperature, track pulse, and the exploratory data analysis. Through this, they will get the information and intimate to us, right? And this will be, what will happen, this is for not only for epilepsy, it can be used for the psychiatric patient also. If you give any anesthesia, right, or sedatives, if you give any sedatives, whether he recovered or not, you can understand. Right, sometimes you may predict the time 3 hours or 4 hours. Sometimes it may happen within 2 hours also. Right or not? So this wristband will help you, it will give the alarm. Because if he wake up immediately at the midnight, he will do lot of things. Right or not? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So now I am going to talk about the pharmaceutical innovations, the challenges ahead. So what is the problem is we changed our lifestyle, because in what way we changed our lifestyle means simple. If you talk with the food habit, right now, if you ask now the question is diabetes. Not elderly diabetes, not talking about diabetes. Now people are talking about the pediatric diabetes. Pediatric diabetes means the people talking about in 5 years or 6 years, the baby should give insulin. Means 12 units or 14 units or insert the implants. Now Apollo have the separate division is called as pediatric diabetes. Before going to school, you have to give the insulin to the kid. The reason is food habit. Right? Can you tell what is your food style of today? Morning? Morning after wake up, what is your show? After wake up, what you will do? Huh? Brushing? No brushing, huh? Brushing with paste or
Paste.
paste, then
Mouthwash.
next
Mouthwash. Mouthwash.
mouthwash. After brushing, mouthwash.
Still mouthwash.
Mouthwash is what is the purpose? If you travel, I cannot able to brush, so you can use the mouthwash. Huh? After brushing, what do you do?
Hot water.
Hot water, then tea or coffee with sugar. Then morning breakfast, which is faster.
Idli, dosa. Idli, dosa.
Idli, dosa, puri, pongal. Right, 11 o'clock. Huh? Snacks, samosa or puffs or tea or coffee. Then afternoon. Huh? Rice. Rice, sambar, rasam, curd. Then 4 o'clock. Tea with samosa or puff or something. Then night. Chapati, paratha. So I will just tell you that first you brushing with the paste, right? It is sweet in taste. It contains glucose. Next you taking coffee or tea. Coffee contains glucose, right? And coffee containing caffeine, tea containing theophylline. If you without brushing, if you take, lactic acid will be there in your teeth after wake up. So without brushing, if you have a habit of taking coffee or tea, the coffee contains caffeine, reacts with the lactic acid, it will produce the caffeine lactate, it will, this is the chemical form of calculi in the kidney stone. Second one is called as tea. Tea contains theophylline. Theophylline reacts with lactic acid, theolactate. It is also insoluble salt. It will deposit in the kidney. It is called as calculi. One, right? Again you are taking the glucose. Then morning you are breakfast. It contains idli or dosa. This is a carbohydrate. Finally get converts into glucose. 11 o'clock you are taking tea or coffee. Tea with sugar. Sugar converts into carbohydrate glucose. Then lunch, rice is carbohydrate, get converts into glucose. Then 4 o'clock tea with sugar, get converts into glucose. Then night chapati or idli or dosa or pongal, whatever, paratha, it is again converts into glucose. So you fully loaded with the glucose, then automatically your glucose level get increase in the blood. So automatically it shows the sign of diabetes. The excess of glucose want to release by kidney, so it will release the glucose in the urine. It is also the sign of diabetic. So if you pump with the glucose, you will get only glucose. Right or not? Is whatever you have, the system is already coded. Right? Is encoded. It will decode it in the particular period. It may be preponed or postponed. Your DNA coding information all will be recorded, right? At particular age it will get decoded, right or not? The time may be pre or post, right or not? What is the DNA sequence? So this alignment will be there, ATGC alignment will be there in the body. Right? Everything will be, information is stored from your heredity, from parents. From parents means it is the combination of 16 generation. It is the combination of 16 generation. That's why they used to tell 16 petru peruvadu vadaga. But that is not that. It is the information is transferred from one generation to another generation. If you not expose the particular sequence, it will be disappeared in the next level. Right or not? It's everything is already programmed. Right? So, to my body or to particular age, this much quantity will get secreted. This much quantity of insulin will be secreted. This much glucose if you take, it will get neutralized. If I take excess of glucose, that insulin secretion will be little bit increases, right? That will be try to neutralize the glucose. If a glucose quantity is excess, it will try to release the maximum. Once it reaches the maximum position, automatically it will get declined. If it is get declined, you are not able to neutralize the glucose with the insulin. So we need insulin as a external source or medicine as a external source. Maybe glycometer, glimepiride or metformin or glipizide you have to give to the patient to control the absorption of glucose. Right or no? To control the absorption of glucose. Another way is it will not allow to break the glucose. That is the role of pioglitazone. Right? So there is no other option. One is metformin or glipizide or pioglitazone. Three options only we have. Another option is recombinant DNA insulin. We have to give. So if it is not able to secrete, we have to, only option we have to give it as an external source. This is the external source. When you giving is the question. You can start at the age of 60, you can start at the age of 5. Right or not? This is called as pediatric. If you are fully loaded with the glucose, what will happen? It shows the glucose. The reason is the glucose after food, whatever you take, and it will get conversion to glucose, it gets circulated to the circulatory system. After circulatory system, it goes to the liver. The liver will store the glucose as a glycogen, correct? So it will store as a glycogen. When there is a need in the blood circulatory system, the glycogen can convert into glucose, it will enter into the circulatory because brain needs the glucose. If you stop glucose, it will not work better. Right or not? So your liver is storing in the form of glycogen. The glycogen is stored excessively. High quantity of glucose is stored in the liver. Excess quantity of glucose is stored in the form of glycogen. Now liver not able to store the glycogen. So what it is doing, next day it releases the glycogen as such in the circulatory system without converting the glucose. There is called as a metabolism failure. So when the glycogen is coming as such, it is a gummy nature, it is took over to the triglycerides and it forms the lumps in the arteries. So when age goes, if you without taking, you are diabetic, without taking carbohydrate also, you will get the excess quantity of triglycerides. Right over. That's why our forefathers having the habit of taking ragi foods. Nowadays it is available in the form of Kellogg's ragi. It costs around 250 gram, it costs around 250 rupees. Right on. What we are taking is a festival food. It's called feast food. When Deepavali Pongal is there, we will take this type of food. Regularly we used to take ragi or kambu, kelvaragu. This is not substitute. We replace it. Normally we take, what we taking is feast food. Now it is that now that kambu kelvaragu we will take only in the Adi Masam. Right? What is that speciality of the food? Once if you take morning, they will take that ice biryani water. Right? Yesterday rice, they will pour the water. Next day morning, he used to take the water. If you ask your forefather means grandfather's father. Right? What is morning he will do? After he will take the neem stick to clean the brush. It's called as neutralization. What we are doing is scrubbing. We using is scrubbing. There they are using is a neutralization of nitric acid. Right? If you want to check, you can check the microbial count, swab samples from the water for every 1 hour. Use the neem stick and use the paste to make it as a 2 group and take the swab samples and count the microbial, and you just justify that what is the microbial growth of in the paste and what is the microbial growth in the neem. Right? They used to neutralize the lactic acid with the neem stick. And next one is they will take the water. This water is equal to disodium hydrogen citrate syrup. What is that? Yesterday rice water is equal to disodium hydrogen citrate syrup. It is normally prepared in the laboratory. This is used as a urine alkalizer. It will dissolve the alkali. The same functions of that. But it is not that. That's why we synthesize chemical is used for neutralization. That for calculi or urine alkalizer, we using that disodium hydrogen citrate syrup. Otherwise, it is brand name is called as citralca. If you take the citralca and you take 5 ml of citralca and take the 50 ml of water, mix together, take it. Urine will become normal. The same function is happening in the ice biryani water also. But we have ideas, but we don't have the scientific data for that. Right or not? So when you take the ragi food, what will happen? It will go and it will start digesting. Right? Then only partly it will digest. The remaining part, if you want to digest, it needs the glucose. So it sucks the glucose from the circulatory system. Reabsorption. It's called as reabsorption. It will take the glucose from the circulatory system and start digesting. Again, if you take the ragi food, you need the buttermilk for fermentation. Again, it will suck the glucose from the circulatory system. Then there is no question of glucose level in the circulatory system. Automatically, whatever night they used to take the rice. So the rice gets converted into carbohydrate, gets converted into glycogen, it stores. So morning and afternoon they will take the ragi food. So it reabsorption will take so it will neutralize the glucose. So it's a nil process. In next day, if you take that chart, there will be only glycogen in the liver, only record quantity of glucose in the circulatory system. So neutralization process will occur day to day life. But here we just jumping with the glucose. That's why there is a small alignment change in the ATGC. So it will create the pediatric diabetic. So you think about the pediatric diabetic, for every day you have to you should give to the patient or a kid 14 units. One through syringe or implant. That implant to be changed every 2 years, frequently by surgery, minor surgery. Who is the reason? Who is the reason? Scientific reason behind that. Then only if you proceed, that will be better. For example, recent study, ethylene, that syrup causes lot of death. What is the reason? In Africa? Huh? What is the role of ethyl alcohol in syrup? Huh? Preserve it. What is the role of ethyl alcohol? Then how it produces that death? Actually, in the formula, glycerin is there. Right? Glycerin is little bit costly. So they make the product with the ethyl alcohol. Ethylene glycol. Ethyl glycol. Right? So it is not that knowingly or unknowingly the people mixing the ethylene glycol to the glycerol also. Right? So we have only the quality control department have the procedure to identify the amount of glycerin present in the syrup. But we don't have that method to detect the ethyl glycol present in the glycerin. That is the reason of death. Right or not? It is not the question of prescribed quantity or preservative. They mix in the glycerin, they mix the ethylene glycol. Because the glycerin cost is 3-fold high when compared to the ethylene glycol. So the vendor is mixed the ethylene glycol with the glycerin. But the people, those who manufacture, they think that is the glycerin, they mix it together, they create the formulation, they supply it. Right? But this is whose mistake? Actually vendor mistake. But the formulation people should have the idea about the contamination and the spurious product which is present in the product. We don't have that method to analyze the ethylene glycol in the glycerin. Right? So we have a lot of scopes when you work with the brain and the CNS. As a medicine students, we have a lot of ideas to work better on the brain and CNS, because we have still date the people don't have much about the cell information, transformation, how it's happening, right? And aging and the degeneration process. Nowadays the people are working straight away in the proteins, right or no? If the patient have the hepatitis or a hepatic carcinoma, if you want to keep your patient for 2 or 3 days or 1 or 2 months, nowadays the people not giving the medicine, they're taking the protein as such, they mix with the water and they're giving to the patient. So liver will not do any function, simply absorbing the protein and it will work better. So you can extend your patient for 10 to 15 days or 3 to 5 days, or it depends upon your dosage design. Right or not? Like that, for aging regeneration also, there is a lot of scope to work on that. And the next one is called as a man-device interface. Nowadays the people have very less knowledge about the interpretation of the diagnostic data. Until unless if you not give the proper range, the people will not tell that correct, what is correct. For example, what is the normal sugar glucose value? How you justify that? What is the normal pulse rate? Huh? 60 to 100. What is the normal BP? That is systolic and diastolic, right? It is the information about the population study, right? You cannot ensure the patient he is diabetic. If you want to ensure, how will you ensure the diabetic patient? He is diabetic, how will you give the same? On what basis, on what test? Yesterday food habit also, right? So you have to check with the GTT, then you have to ensure the patient is diabetic. How will you ensure the patient is BP? If I sit in the hospital, my token is 9, right? My train is at 6:30. I am sitting in the clinic at 6 o'clock. If doctor not comes, automatically what will happen? Suddenly doctor comes, nurse is checking about my BP. What will happen? So I have to take Telma 20. Why? If you take the survey of BP patients in Tamil Nadu, or working man or working woman, around 40 to 50% without BP the patients are taking the Telma 20. Because that particular situation decides that whether he is high BP or not. Yes or no? In the same way, diabetes also. The people who are simply taking the fasting and postparental, they used to give the metformin. In the same way, Telma also. Once the Telma is taken, right, he will be slow, little slow, but he will think that what is that slow is normal BP.
So you are all studying pharmacy. Finally, Form D, right? Form D. Okay, which year of Form D? Third year. Okay. So, fourth year also, right? So, I am Rajendra Prasad, Innovation Ambassador of IIC Annamalai University, as well as Associate Professor in the Department of Biochemistry and Biotechnology, Faculty of Science. Okay? So, in this today talk, I am going to brief you what is IIC. Okay, Institutions Innovation Council, what it is, what are the mottos, aim and the objective of this council, how it is beneficial to you students. Okay, this is all today I am going to cover. Okay, so first of all I thank the organizer, particularly the KATHIRESAN sir, for organizing this IIC meeting at the pharmacy department. As well as I extend my gratitude to the Dr. Saktivel sir, ARIA coordinator. What is ARIA? Do you know what is ARIA? ARIA? You don't know. So that I will tell you now. Okay. So Saktivel sir, ARIA coordinator, as well as the president of Annamalai University Institutions Innovation Council, Dr. C. KATHIRESAN sir. He is from the chemical engineering department, right? So I thank him also for this great opportunity. Okay. Yeah. So, are you heard about the MHRD? What it is MHRD? Ministry of MHRD, Ministry of Human Resource Development. That ministry is no more. You know that? MHRD, you know, that ministry has been reframed and renamed now. So now there is no MHRD ministry. That ministry is now reframed as the Ministry of Education. So no MHRD. Are you aware of this? Yes or no? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, very good. So it is these type of things are recent developments. In the couple of years ago only, it has been changed into the Ministry of Education from the MHRD into the Ministry of Education. This Ministry of Education, you know, that it is having this Ministry of Education Innovation Cell, you know, that is developed or framed to inculcate the culture of innovations ecosystems in the higher education institutes like our university. Okay, so in the higher education institutes like IITs or Annamalai University or any higher education institutes, the innovation should be there. What do you mean by innovation? Innovation, please India. What do you mean by innovation? What? Modification. So a kind of new idea and practical implementation of this new idea. Okay. For a